blessing us with a beautiful day. The past 2 days have just been so beautiful. We couldn't have asked for better weather or a better day. And I want to speak for the whole bridal party and thank the Weedens for their hospitality. I mean, the past 2 days have just been unbelievable. And for all of their friends who helped too. Everybody really appreciates it. I've known Jana for 10 years now. We met in college, and we ran on the same cross-country and track teams. When we met, I was a junior and Jana was a freshman. I can still remember the first time I saw her. Jana and the other freshmen were all clumped together, side by side and very quiet. After a few weeks of running with Jana, I realized that we were very much alike. We have very similar personalities, and we are very hard workers. I found it fascinating that she was raised on a dairy farm from this place in Wisconsin called Richland Center. At that time, I hadn't heard of Richland Center because I was born and raised in Milwaukee. I found out fast that those farm people can bake. Jana would bring back the most delicious baked cakes from her grandma and Chris. Jana and I became so close that one cold winter day she named a baby calf after me. Linny, I was so honored. Even though I didn't know one thing about cows, every time Jana would head home, I would tell her to pet Linny for me and feed her lots of carrots. Jana would always reply politely, "Linny, cows don't eat carrots." And that went on for like 5 or 6 years. Even though there are so many good memories, over the years we have seen past relationships in our lives come and go. We have laughed together, and we have also cried a few tears. We have stated our opinions, but we have always stuck by each other. This is something I will truly cherish. A few years back, when Jana told me about this Dan guy, I was unsure about this situation. I knew of Dan at the time and heard he was a really nice guy. Even though he didn't go to Parkside, I saw him around because he was from Racine. Never heard a bad thing about him, but I didn't know him personally. I really wanted to meet him to see for myself that he was going to be okay for my girl. So about 3 years ago, when Dan ran the Lakefront Marathon, Jana and I went down there to cheer him on. I was introduced to Dan after the race back at his adorable Eastside apartment. At that moment, I knew that Dan was a true sweetheart and that they were meant to be. As the years have gone by, I have grown even fonder of Dan. I told Jana, he is a keeper. Any guy that is going to give up living in the city to move to Columbus, Wisconsin, is in this for the long run. Today I couldn't be more proud of Jana and Dan. They have been through a lot and have worked extremely hard to get to where they are today. They are a wonderful couple who complement each other 110%. I look forward to seeing their marriage grow, and someday down the road our kids will play together. So a toast to the bride and groom. May you live a long life together and have lots of love in your relationship. May you also be blessed with good health, family, faith, and fortune. Cheers. Cheers.
How about another round of applause for the maid of honor? Yeah.